Portugal. We're now trading. And what's really cool about this is such a diverse mix of destinations that we're talking about today. So you'll find something in each of them that sounds really exciting to you, and the hardest part really is choosing which one to go on. So in terms of the flow, we're flying into Lisbon. Lisbon is a huge airport, so really easy to get flights there, which is nice. And it's a beautiful city. We'll start off in Lisbon, and then we'll go to Riviera. We'll then go down to Algarve, and then finish off in Cascais. So we'll kind of go up and stop at Setúbal and a few other places. And there are some places where we'll do like day excursions and things like that, like Odos. And those are all included in the itinerary, and I'll walk you through it. There's also a post-tour extension. Now, this is entirely optional, but this is to Madeira Island, which is a beautiful island off the coast of Portugal that has so much to offer, and I'll share that with you too. Now, this one, the slide is not lying. It is a 44-person max capacity. And on average per day, we get about 37. This tour is a lot more leisurely though, in comparison to the Japan. You're walking up to 2 hours at a very relaxed pace per day, climbing up a couple flights of stairs at a time. Again, though, the Europeans do love picking some of the most bizarre places to build cities, right? So you're going to have cities nestled along the sides of hilltops, and so because of that, there's going to be some inclines, cobblestone streets. Watch your step as you're walking, especially I would say in Lisbon. You have a lot of uphill there, so just keep that in mind. So this is Lisbon. This is a city full of authenticity. It's full of just vibrant culture, and really it starts off the tour with a bang. This is just a picture captured on tour. And if you were to go down this road, I've been to Lisbon. I've been on this exact road, and as you go down, it opens up and you kind of see the entire sort of scenery behind. So of Lisbon specifically. We'll start off with a welcome dinner. But this is important for a lot of reasons. One, it's a great way to introduce you to the cuisine, but it's also introducing you to your fellow travelers that you're going to be spending, the next 10 or so days with. So getting to know them really breaks the ice, and you'll find that the people you meet here you might stick with for the rest of the tour, which is quite amazing. But this will be at a local restaurant. Now, to start off the third day, we're going to give you a couple of options here. One is a walking tour of Lisbon, or the codfish tour. So, so Lisbon is, of course, you're going to see all sorts of colorful streets, all different from the next. And we'll take you on a walking tour through and point out some of the most iconic sites in the destination. And the more adventurous option is Bacalhau, which is codfish. And this is a very, very core part of the economy here, because it's fish quite a bit off of the side of the coast. So this tour is more focused on the businesses and the shops in Lisbon that sell codfish, which there are many. So we'll take you on a tour of that if you like. We'll take you to Belém Tower. This was not only a fortress, but it was a port for travelers that used to come to Lisbon. So kind of was the first beckoning point for travelers coming to Lisbon. So they're going to go here and look at these two people. They're very happy to be in front of Belém Tower. This is going to take your breath away as well. The Geronimo's Monastery. It's got this, as you can see, Gothic architecture and also kind of Renaissance, depending on who you ask. But there are all these gardens surrounding it that you'll be able to walk through. And then once you go inside, because you're going on a guided tour, you're not going to be standing in line, which is quite nice. And you'll kind of wave at all of these people as you go right in. And they will feel very jealous. And then you'll go inside, and this is still an active monastery. So this is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the inside is very, very well neat. We have an optional here where you can have a traditional night of entertainment and folk music here. The music here is fado, and that's very typical to Lisbon, but also to the whole of Portugal. So you'll have dinner at a local restaurant and have some entertainment to match. This is entirely optional, so if you don't want to do this, you'll just have free time. On day 4, we're going to go to the Portuguese countryside, and we're going to go to a cork factory where they make so much cork bark, and you'll see it when you go. But this is, again, another thing that's something that we don't even think about. We just pop open our wine on a Friday night and we just have a good time. This is not something we think about, but this is a huge contributor to the GDP of Portugal, is cork. So going to a refinery or factory, learning how they make it, how they source it is really, really cool. It's also a family-owned cork factory. You'll meet the family as well. Evora is our next stop, and we're not staying here for too long. But this is one of Europe's most beautifully preserved medieval cities, and it's also the city of museums. So you'll have the chance to go and pop around the different museums here. In the afternoon, you'll take some time to explore, and actually there's a lot of Roman influence in Portugal. So going to maybe this Roman temple in Evora is something you can do on your free time, but there are a lot of Roman ruins here, which people don't really think about all the time, but they're still very relatively well preserved, so you can go and visit them if you like. Next stop is Algarve, and this is the southernmost region of Portugal. On our way though, and you'll see why very shortly, this tends to be people's favorite day on tour. The first place that we'll stop is a gin distillery. This is produced locally, and you'll learn how it's made and all the different steps that go into making it. And then what you're really waiting for is to sample it. So you'll get to sample it at the end. And then you'll move on. You'll trade gin for wine now, and you'll go to a vineyard where you'll get to peruse the vines, and then also, and this is a family-owned vineyard, so they'll share all the different processes that go into it, and then give you a wine tasting at the end. Now, rosy cheek, you're on your way to this is Lagos, actually, and we're going to switch kind of the rich taste of the wines to some of the most beautiful scenery that Portugal has to offer. And off the coast here, you're going to see these dramatic cliffs that you can't really get very close to. I wouldn't recommend it, but there's so much to see here. This is a lot of the time where people, natives to Portugal, actually go for the summers, is this area, Lagos and Algarve. Here's Lagos. One of the things you're going to find is there is so much color that I think we're not necessarily used to. I mean, San Diego, people come to us for vacation, so someplace has to be pretty special to warrant us going there. And this is one of those places. It's surrounded by 16th century walls as well, and you'll feel very safe. They're not really used anymore, but if you have some free time as well here, you can actually go and walk on the walls if you like. In Algarve, you're going to have plenty of time to actually just relax, wind, and kind of just have whatever drink you'd like and just sit by the water and just enjoy it. And I think that's really kind of special about this tour. This is another picture. Now, the dates that you're going is considered off-season travel. So what's nice about this is, really the only reason people are traveling at this time is because they're working and they don't have the time to. And schools are in session right now. And a whole host of other factors make this off-season travel. So a picture like this is going to be unheard of when you go. It's going to be a lot more open and accessible, which is nice. This is kind of just to give you an idea of what I showed you a lot of pictures of the coast, but what it looks like inland is these rolling countrysides. You'll see fig, orange and almond trees, bright colored fishing boats kind of just nestled off of the coast as well. One option you might want to do is do the Algarve coastal cruise. You spent a lot of time kind of walking through the cities, but to actually see it by water, it's really, really cool. And we get up not too close, but to some of the cliffs, so you can really marvel at how dramatic some of these places you're visiting are. So we get to go out and go on a coastal cruise for the day, and that's entirely optional. If you want to just sit by the beach and just enjoy your time, that's fine too. Now, this is the canning museum. And I mean, sardine canning is very, very core part of Portugal. And so visiting the canning museum, it's really, really cool. So you'll learn how it's produced. And then we'll continue on to Monchique, which is a very small village. And you'll have the chance to go up here, and we're gonna have a picnic set up for you, and you can browse and view the rolling countryside. It's a great opportunity to kiss a loved one or maybe someone you met on tour. And then here we'll go to, and on our way to the Portuguese Riviera, we're gonna stop at Setúbal, which is the industrial city of Portugal. And you're gonna find that, again, it's gonna be very, very colorful. But what it's also known for is the Mercado, which is the farmer's market. So you get a chance to check that out as well. One of the things that you'll see in Setúbal, there's a lot of local artisans that'll make mosaics. So you'll actually go in and see how it's made with a local. So there's a lot of work that goes in, so we'll share that with you. Now, Cascais, excuse me, this is the Portuguese Riviera. This is the wealthy, very, very affluent part of Portugal. The ancient European royals and nobility, they used to make their residences here. They'd have summer homes here. So this is definitely where the wealth is. We're going to take you to Óbidos, though, to start off, and we're actually going to, it's known as the Santorini of Portugal. I think you can kind of see why, because of the white houses that are white to mainly reflect the sunlight, because in the summer it does get pretty hot. So that's why the homes are white. And as you can see, it's surrounded by these beautiful, beautiful Renaissance walls. Kind of make you feel safe. We'll take you on a walk over there. We're going to move on to Sintra. And Sintra is the picturesque summer town. It's a small, very quaint village. And we'll give you a couple options where you can either have free time or you can visit the National Palace of Sintra. This is the palace itself was recently renovated, so you can either choose to have some free time here. You can walk through the winding streets, and what Sintra is known for actually is its pastries. So definitely have a go at some of the pastries there, or you can go into the National Palace of Sintra. It was I think the current one was built in like the 1500s or something like that, so it's still very ancient, but the original one was built in the 11th century. And this was the Palace of Emperors. Now, this is, we'll finish off with a farewell dinner in Cascais, and you'll say goodbye to your fellow travelers, or see you later if you know that they live in the area. But the point is that you're going to really make some lifelong friends when you travel with them. So definitely join us if you can. There's so much on this trip to unpack, but I do want to talk about the, really quickly, I'm going to kind of breeze through this, but the Madeira Island Coast Tour Extension, which is 5 days and 5 meals included, and it's a fully guided tour. This is the pearl of the Atlantic, really, and for good reason. This is people from Portugal either go south, like I mentioned earlier, to Algarve, or the very, very wealthy people from Cascais, they'll come here. So you'll have some free time for lunch. You'll go to the Santa Maria district and you'll have a walking tour of Funchal. There are these gardens here that are really unparalleled in terms of their upkeep and craftsmanship. There's about 2,500 different kinds of plants here. So it's really cool. And then, of course, we're going to go to Commed de Lobos, which is a traditional village. It's picture perfect. There's a lot of fishing here, and we'll take you on a walking tour. We'll drive you along the different mountain passes and give you an aerial view of the city as well. We'll go to a sugar mill, which is produced locally as well. I hope you have a sweet tooth, because we'll have you sample some local specialties at the end. And then here, this is the fishing village of Portimonense, and you'll have some free time where you can swim, relax, have a drink, whatever you want to do during this time. The time is yours. A lot of people will do exactly what you see here, which is just bask in the beautiful, beautiful water. Something we forget here on the west coast is how actually the water there is quite warm in comparison to here, right? So you have the California current coming down the coast and it makes the water freezing cold and everything shrivels up when you go. So here also the day is yours in Portugal. There's a lot of art museums here that you might want to peruse on your own time. Of course, very beautiful scenery here, residences that are open for you to go and visit. There's so much to do. And then we'll go back to Lisbon where you'll fly out from there. So you'll have the rest a little bit. The flight to Riviera Island shouldn't be more than an hour, I think. So you'll have some free time in Lisbon to just relax before your flight. So, same, yes.
So if your flight ends in Cascais, you're also taken back to Lisbon to
Yes.
catch the flight?
Yeah. Yeah, they're very close to each other, so it makes more sense to fly out of Lisbon. So here. Again, the group webpage, bottom of the page with all the pricing. I've literally, this slide I've taken exactly what's on your flyers and put it up here.